They're going to let you know everything that God did over there at the youth camp. And trust me, it's powerful. So I'm not sure who wants to come on up first. They're super excited. Watch one of them just run on up here without me even saying anything. You guys saw it? Oh, look at that. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. This is Delaney. Delaney, you can come on up here with me. All right, let us know what God did in you and for you at the camp. Just lower it down a little bit. There's still a decent amount of feedback.
Hi guys, my name is Delaney, and during the camp, a lot of things happened, but first of all, I'm going to give you like a little throwback kind of how it started. It was like a really long process. When I was really young, I was raised in the church, so like my whole life I've been in the church, and I always had like God kind of present in my life, and at a really young age, I had like a fire for him. Like I've always loved worship. I always loved like giving to him with all I have. I didn't have money, so I think that the only way I could give to him was through my worship and my praise. And I did. That's what I did when I was really, really young. I've always loved that. And kind of as years passed by, I kind of like, my family was going through a lot of stuff, and I kind of separated myself from God. I moved to another country, and I didn't have a church to go to then, so I kind of was forced to go to like a Catholic church. And I wasn't really feeling God there. Maybe other people were, but I wasn't. And it was kind of hard for me to find God in those moments. And there was a lot of dark things that I experienced, a lot of temptation and a lot of crazy things that little kids shouldn't be experiencing. And I kind of didn't see God then, and my faith faltered a lot. And so as I came back to the United States, and I met Daisy, and she brought me back to this church. She's like the best person ever, and she kind of like brought me back to God where I needed to be. And this youth camp really opened my eyes, and I was testing God. Like I've always had like a question, like, is God there? And I was always like questioning him for no reason. And I was like, if you're actually real, if you're here, I want to see you, and I want to see like what you actually do in this world. And there was a Pastor Nehemias, right? Yeah. Pastor Nehemias, he was prophesying over a bunch of people and saying like a bunch of crazy things that like nobody else could know except for God. And it kind of really like opened my eyes and like my spirit. I just felt God in that place, like he was showing me exactly where he was, that those people actually needed him, and exactly where you need him, he will be there for you. And I kind of like, it was just so clear to me, and I felt him, and it was just amazing. Another thing that happened that I didn't share in iRise was during the Spirits time, they were talking about demons and things, and those dark things that you don't really know about, or like you don't really feel or think about when you're just living your normal life. And like, it's kind of weird because I went up there like, if you need prayer, if you feel like something's attacking you, like go up. And I was like, I don't really feel it, but I'm going to go anyway because you never really know. And I went, and this lady kept praying over me. She was praying over depression, and like, I didn't think I was depressed. Like I was like, I'm not depressed. I've seen what depressed people look like. I'm not depressed. And she was just praying, and she said, let all that things go, all those things. And I kept crying. Like I've never cried like this before. I felt like my whole soul, like it was just drained right there in that moment. Like God was like replacing me with like a new soul, and it was just later on, I was talking to Daisy. I was like, I don't know why she was praying over depression. Like, I'm not depressed. And then when we were on the bus back, I was like, you never really know. And I started like looking at this, like the symptoms of depression and on the internet, and it said like loss of interest of things. And I used to like go to the gym a lot, and I stopped going to the gym, and I stopped caring about my studies and my grades. And you started to see that falter throughout the school year. And I saw that I was actually not like clinically depressed, but at least at some, like a little bit of depression was still present in my life. I still lost a bit of myself in those moments, and I saw that God really did work in me even when I didn't think I needed him. And I just want to encourage you that even if you don't think anything's wrong with you, if you think you're full with the Spirit, you're not done. You'll never be done. You'll never be full of God. You always have to seek him. And yeah, that was my testimony.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Delaney. Appreciate that, man. Isn't it awesome to see everything that God can do, even in one life? And, we just saw God do so much more and so much in people's lives. Like, I believe that, that God even did things in Delaney that she has yet to realize. And so we're going to continue moving forward. We got Giovanni. Giovanni, you up here? Come on up, bro. Awesome.
Hey, what's up? All right, so this retreat has been wonderful, and like it was just an amazing experience. It was powerful, and like a lot of our youth got changed, and even like people that were attending. I'm pretty sure you were changed too. Like you were up there on the stage, they were praying for you. All of us were praying for you, and like it was amazing, and it was powerful. It changed our lives a lot, and it helped us get through a lot of stuff. And because I've been hearing like lots of these testimonies of my fellow youth, and like they're telling me how there was like something wrong with them like before the retreat, and then after they'd come out perfectly fine, and they found their way, and that God helped them through it, And like I just want to say that God helped me a lot too, and like I thank God for this youth retreat because it was amazing, it was powerful, and it moved me a lot because even like I was like going through like a big drought. I just didn't feel God at all, and I didn't even know if he was there for me anymore. And so that's all I was praying for before I went on this retreat, and that's why I worked so hard. I was working in the car wash. I was like even going around my neighborhood asking for money so like I can go.
What's up?
And like because I really just wanted to experience like his spirit and like his fire in me again because like I wasn't feeling it anymore. And so at the end of the day, I ended up going. And on the second day or third day, it was just amazing, bro. Like it was just so powerful, and like I was feeling his presence like never before. I was praying over people. He was using me. He was giving me words to speak onto people, and like it was just amazing. Like I was just making people drop left and right. I was like, bam, bam. And it was just like, it was amazing, bro. And like, honestly, this youth retreat also helped me because I feel like I was going through not really depression because I never really was depressed, but, a little bit like her. I felt alone, I guess you can consider that depression. And like, after this youth retreat, I realized that I'm not alone. I got my family right here, the youth, And it's just, yeah, it's amazing. That's about it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, Giovanni. Yeah, and obviously you guys can clearly see that Giovanni has a really great and big call in his life. I really believe that he's a minister of God, and so this won't be the last you see of him up here on the stage with the microphone. And gosh, I mean, I'm almost jealous of these guys. I mean, I remember at their age, I would not even get close to a microphone. Delaney actually, one of her things is public speaking, and obviously she's really, really well spoken as well. So, man, we got some really, really gifted young people in our church family, and so. Listen, there's a scripture that every time we do testimonies, I love to talk about. It's found in Revelation, and it talks about that the testimony of Jesus. In other words, when we testify, when we talk about the things that Jesus has done, it's the spirit of prophecy. And what that basically means in a nutshell is that when people talk about what Jesus has done, it prophesies for that to happen again, not only in their life, but in the ears and in the people that hear it. And so, trust and believe that this word, not only is for these people's life, but it's for your life. Maybe not at this moment in your life, but for some moment in the future. And then also begin to declare, man, that whatever has happened in these kids' life would touch, the people around you in your life. And so believe that, if God did it one time, he'll do it again. And, it's just one of those themes, one of those things that we love to emphasize over here. And because we really want these testimonies to really preach into your life and give you hope, for your family, for your future. And yeah. So, all right. So we are going to go ahead and call up. Let's see. Is John Michael in here? Oh, John Michael, go ahead and come on up, bro.
Hey guys, God bless you. All right, so my experience in this retreat was amazing. God moved in me, honestly, like powerfully. He moved in me in so many different ways, and just like other youth, I felt so alone. I guess you could say that I was kind of depressed, but cause like I didn't feel like hitting anyone up. Like I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't open up to anyone. I felt like I closed the door. I put up walls on everyone. But I'm really happy for what this retreat did to me. Like honestly, I really feel like I'm not alone at all. I have this beautiful youth family right here. I feel so honored to be next to them, to be honest. Like they're such wonderful people. But anyways, in this retreat, it changed my life, to be honest. Like on Thursday, it was amazing. I received so much. I was fired up. But then Friday night, that's when it all went kind of downhill, because I was just like, But then on Friday, there was this pastor. His name was Nehemias, Pastor Nehemiah, or however you say his name.
Got it.
And so, like he was talking in Spanish, but he was talking so fast. I couldn't understand this man. But like,
even though there was translation.
yeah, there was translation.
Even then, it was hard.
Even then, like the translator, he was going just as fast. And I'm just like, wow, okay. But anyways, there was this moment when Pastor Nehemiah, he goes and says, oh, whoever wants to have an encounter or reconcile with God, come up here now. And so I was just like, bet. So I found myself walking towards the aisle, almost like I was literally about to get up on the stage, but then I stopped, honestly. I stopped. I went back to my seat. I was just like, God, why? Why did I turn back? I was so frustrated. It ruined my night, to be honest. It ruined my night. I was so mad at myself. But then the worship just kept on going on me, and then I heard the pastor speak, and then I went back, because like, I don't know, I felt this feeling to go back. And then once I keep going on, like back to the aisle, I see Brendan, one of my good friends over here. And they were some of the other youth. They were praying for him too. So I try to go through the aisle. I see them. They start praying, and then I extend my hand and I start praying for him too. And even though I didn't receive really much from me, like I really learned that we are united as a family, and that's all that really matters. Yeah. But then like after that, I talked to Pastor. He gave me some words of encouragement, and I felt really good. And then on Saturday night was probably the biggest night, at least for me. I'm not sure how other people feel. So Saturday night, like during this drought that I had, I couldn't pray. Like my mom would always tell me when I was little that I would pray even sleeping, which is crazy. And but like, honestly, I couldn't finish a prayer. I would start with, Father God, dear God, and then nothing. That's it. That would be my prayer. And then but that night, I was standing next to Brendan and one of our other amazing leaders. Her name was Stephanie, and I was just crying like myself out to God. And then out of nowhere, I just start praying out of nowhere. Like the words just kept coming down on me. I let it all go. And then the most craziest thing is I was praying in Spanish, like in Spanish, like. You guys have no idea how many times I stutter so much in Spanish, let alone pray. I was shook. I was just like, what? So I started praying. I gave it all to him. I surrendered, and I felt so good that night. Like I was like, yes, mission accomplished. But yeah, like honestly, that's my testimony.
That's good. Awesome. And we got at least one more. If anybody else wants to testify after this, y'all can. You just got to line up right here, because I'm not really sure. I don't want to call anybody out and they'll go like that. Okay, so you just come right here and you can come. But let's give it up for Brendan, all right?
I knew you were calling me.
Nice. It's prophetic guy over here.
We made eye contact. Hey guys. My name's Brendan. So my testimony starts with the last retreat. I I got anointed to preach and speak the word to people. And after that, I was feeling like so much fire and passion inside me. But right when I got to school, I wasn't feeling it no more. You know. I keep saying So like this retreat like taught me like what I can do with my anointing and what I should do with it and stuff. So that's what led me to like because I'm moving to New York soon. Yeah. So yeah, I'm moving to New York, and like before before I didn't know what to do either to stay or to leave. But now I'm sure because I want to speak the word to like all the people over there in New York because all this, yeah, all this bad stuff are like happening over there, like with that kid that got stabbed from that gang and stuff. Yeah. So.
Thank you, brother. Anything else? Amen. And obviously, we're going to miss Brendan, but we know he's going to be a powerful light over there in the city of New York. And so we're pumped up. Awesome. Yeah. Come on up here, guys. You can both come up here. You'll encourage each other. Just try not to talk at the same time.
Oh, God. Okay.
Turn your shades.
Should I take them off? I don't know if I should. Okay, so, thank you. My name is Keishli. This retreat, honestly, like, it was the best thing in the world. Like, it was so amazing. I feel so proud of, like, our youth because we were literally so hyped. Like, we were, like, so loud and crazy. And it really, like, I don't know, I saw so much power. Like, when we have God in us, like, it flows through us so amazingly. Like, our youth is, like, amazing. They're just incredible, excuse me. For me, I felt like my eyes were really clear. Like, everything started falling into place. I started understanding things that, like, I just went through a lot of stuff with God, and I kept questioning everything, and that retreat really did, like, clear things up. And it wasn't just, like, by the pastors, like, preaching. It was literally my roommates that, like, spoke to me. And it's just so many crazy things that happened, and yeah. That's
awesome. Yeah, I was going to say a couple of things. Thank you so much, Keishli. You know, like last year was the first time we went over to that retreat or to that youth camp. I had never gone on a youth camp for such a long time with the kids. I ain't going to lie, I was a little bit scared. The group was a little bit smaller last year, but this year we had like 36 of these young people go, so it was awesome. And you know, so many things happened that were not planned. Some were not so good, but no, just kidding. They were pretty good. I fell asleep on the last night and let my other youth leaders take care of, you know, because the last night everyone, you know, they want to have their last bit of fun and stuff. So they ended up going to bed like at 3 a.m. while I was sleeping at 12. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. They were in good hands, okay, I promise. But anyway, I digress. So one of the things that even Casey said that reminded me is that, you know, like these guys, they started having these spiritual encounters that weren't even planned, like in their own rooms. You know, they were praying, they were speaking over each other, they were sharing testimonies. Kevin, who's serving with the kids and everything, most of y'all know Kevin and everything, he decided to lead a Bible study and everything, and I was like, not even I plan to lead a Bible study. I felt less holy and everything. But, you know, like just there's so many. I mean, Giovanni, he starts praying over people. They're falling left and right. I was like, man, I need that power of God. You know, I didn't even tell him to go pray for people or whatever. You know, it's just God is, you can see that it's the Spirit of God just moving upon these young people. And it's beautiful to see, yes, when God moves in like the planned moments. But it's amazing when you get to see just God do so many other things that weren't even even plan just on their own initiative. It just gives me hope for our future, gives me hope for all the kids in America. So it's really exciting. I'm super proud of them, and just the way they've been even encouraging me and lifting me up. Man, the other day I didn't tell Marcella this, but she bragged about me in front of her friend. I was like, yeah, I'm cool. I still got it and stuff. And so thank you guys so much for your appreciation. And I was going to say something as well that, in the same way that, sometimes, as young people, we may not normally, see the importance of, encouraging our parents and expressing our love and our appreciation for them. I want to encourage you guys to do that, all the more, because you have no idea how much they need to hear it, how much, that it will strengthen their life. And I promise you, it will strengthen your relationship with them and stuff. So yeah. Manu, you ready? Marcella? All right, go ahead, Marcella. Oh, wait, real quick. I'm sorry. I was going to say, out of all, there was probably around 1,000 youth over there, right, baby? At least? Yeah, and careful of more. And maybe more than that, yeah. And listen, out of all the groups, this is what I didn't finish saying, our group was the most hype from everybody. I was like, that's what's up. That's my kids right there, So I'm just so proud of you guys, because I didn't even tell them to get amped up. But, they were really moving. And, yeah, it's just awesome. It's awesome. So,
Okay, so I lost my, okay.
sorry.
So my mind cleared and I forgot what I was about to say. So I just want to say I love everyone, all my family here. And they're the one that changed me the most. But I want to give a shout out to Pastor because he's the one that helped me go there. And I just want to say I love you so much. And I'm going to talk about what happened at the camp. But okay. So it was Saturday night or it was Friday night when they asked to go on Saturday night. Friday night. You said it was Saturday.
It was some night. Yeah.
It was Friday night. There was some night. All the nights were amazing. Everything was amazing. But I went to, we were all praying, worshiping, and everything. And he asked if you wanted to come up stage, to, you can say, yeah. I went up there, but, something was holding me back. But I was like, no, this is not going to happen this time. So I wanted to go up. I went up there with Rebecca, and Rebecca came up there with me because I was too scared to go up there because I'm really shy. But I went up there and I started praying because I've been through a lot with my family and everything. They stress and I stress with them. And I've been stressed, I've been depressed for a long time because of heartbreaks and everything. And this really cleared me and it took all the weight off my shoulders. And when I was praying up there, the pastor came up to me, he was praying for me, and then I just dropped. I felt weak. I felt the Spirit touch me and everything, and then I went to the ground. I couldn't get up. I tried everything to get up, and something was holding me down, and then I just froze, and I was praying so hard for my mom and my family, and I prayed for everyone here too, and I am so grateful that I came to this church because
That means you're not holding it close enough to your mouth. They're trying to put up your volume.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Almost kiss it. Almost. She didn't like
that. What I talked about on the bus, I already told you guys about it. It really hurt me, but I don't want to talk about it here. Yeah. I am so happy and blessed that I found you guys and I met you guys because without you, I don't think I would be able to get through the things I was going through. And I just want to say I love you so much. Yeah, I'm done.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marcella. Nini, come on up. Oh, it's okay.
Hi, I'm Nini. So, basically, before this retreat, I wasn't doing so good, with my relationship with God. Okay, so, I stopped, listening to, Christian music and stuff, and I was listening to worldly music, and I was just, following what, the world does, and, I came to church, and during worship, I would worship, but I wouldn't feel anything. I felt alone. I felt like emptiness, and I felt scared, and I was mad. I was mad and angry, and I didn't understand why, like, I was feeling like this way, and like I was separating myself from people. I was in a mood, like every morning I would wake up, I would argue with my brother, my sister, my parents, and so and then when I heard about the retreat, I really wanted to go, but it was hard because it's both me and my brother, and it's pretty expensive. And so we worked really hard to go, and we ended up going, which is great because it was such a powerful, impacting experience that I was hoping for. And so, like, I don't remember which night it was, honestly. I would say like the second or third, and we were worshiping, and I was praying. I was crying. I was praying for the things, my situation, like what I was going through. And I was asking God to speak to me. I saw like all my friends getting prayed for. They were dropping. They were like really filled with the Spirit. And so I asked God because I didn't feel like he was with me, honestly. I felt alone again. Sorry. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. So I was praying, and I asked him that if he was listening to me, because I felt like he didn't hear my prayers, and I felt like they weren't being answered. So I asked him that if he was there for me, and if he was listening to me, to send somebody to pray for me and, help me and say, like, for God to use them and speak to me, And so then I waited, and I waited. I kept on worshiping, and nobody came to me. I started to lose hope, faith, and but I kept on singing, praising, and praying. And then I feel somebody touch me, and then I was like, oh, okay, it's a human. And so so they started to pray for me, and God actually used them, and they like knew my situation. I was like shocked. I was like, dang, okay, God is really using them. God is here. And they told me, don't lose hope, don't lose faith, God is with you. And then they helped me with my stuff. And then I wanted comfort, afterwards. Like everybody was hugging each other and stuff. And so, I fell to my knees also, And so, and so, after that, I went to the bathroom to go like wash my face and stuff, and as I walked into the bathroom, I freaking fell. I fell, and I started crying again, and these thoughts were coming into my head, not bad ones, like good ones, and about my situation again, and it was like God, speaking to me, and I started crying again, and somebody helped me up. They were like, oh, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm good. And so I had also prayed for God to send someone, like one of my closest friends, someone I really, really love, to come and, give me a hug or something. And when I walked out of the bathroom, I saw John from, like, the corner of my eye. And, like, I was just like, I forgot about it. And I was like, oh, it's whatever. And I was like, hi. And then so I kept on walking. I was going to go to the doors to go back inside. And then he like comes and he was like, hey, are you all right? And then after that, I remembered what I had asked God for, and And I just started crying, like, a lot. And he gave me a hug, and I kept on crying. It was, like, the longest. And then, like, I tried to speak. I wanted to tell him and stuff, like, what that hug meant to me, And, like, I finished crying and stuff. And then we went back into worship, and I was just thinking, I was like, wow, I really do have a family here. Like, I have people here for me. I'm not alone. God is with me, and he is using us to touch others. And, yeah, that's my testimony.
Awesome. Thank you, Nini. Appreciate it. That's awesome. Hey, and I was going to say something else as Manu's coming up here. Manu wasn't able to go to the retreat, unfortunately. But anyway, I was going to tell you guys two things. And this wasn't really an issue, but it was something I had on my list of things to tell y'all. If y'all save $20 every single month, you'll be ready to rock and roll, paid for. And so, it's hard to come up with $200-something like in the last few weeks and stuff. So, get a little bit of discipline or whatever, hustle for $5 a week basically is what it comes out to. And man, you'll be all paid. And then if you have surplus, you got extra money, we'll help out, those other people in need that didn't prepare. So I want to encourage you guys to do that, to be good stewards of your money, to go out there and hustle like Giovanni and Nini. And yes, and so yesterday we actually, come on up here, bro. Yesterday we actually went evangelizing, and before we went out, I was like, hey, how many of you guys have gone evangelizing, or how many of you guys, this is the first time you're going out evangelizing? All of the hands. I was like, yes, this is exciting, but honestly inside I was like, oh my goodness, this could maybe not go that well or whatever. And so anyway, we pretty much, we went over to the Loop to evangelize, and man, I just gave them a little lesson. But man, even before I sent them out, already, they were going over people, loving them, praying for them, sending them Jesus. I think I saw Manu. Manu was the first one. I was like, I didn't even tell them go. And he was just going after. He's like, man, I got somebody right here, And so it's just amazing, that not only are they experimenting something personally, but they're bringing it out there to our city. And so it's really awesome to see their boldness and their daringness to really do and spread the love of Jesus. And I mean, they were more bold than me. And it was their first time. I was like, and it just pumps me up and really enlivens me, so.
You're good. I feel like a pastor. Yeah. Hello. Excuse me if I sound weird. For those that don't know me, my name is Manu.
Just keep it real close like that.
Not Manuel, not Manny, just Manu. All right. So I'm just gonna start from a date, So on the 5th of July, that was the day that my brother was leaving. And so my brother and I came to this church not as just brothers, but as friends. And it was hard seeing him to leave on the 5th of July. And a lot happened that day, because I was happy that he was doing something, leaving for a good cause to serve God. And so it was hard seeing him, but I just felt so alone. I was all of us felt alone, But just seeing him gone was just so hard for me. But one of my friends, it's I was on my Snapchat and then I saw Brendan thanks. So Brendan, he posted something on his story, and so I commented. I was just oh, damn, you looking fresh, boy. And he was just thanks, bro. And then he was just saying how he wished that I was there with you guys, and that meant a lot to me, because I wished I was with all of you guys, honestly, but stuff happens, but but seeing you guys change into better yourselves with God, and your energy is just on point, it made me want to be even more of a better person. That's awesome. With you guys, but with God. And that day on Sunday, when I waited for all you guys, I could sense all you guys, your energy was just changed, it was boom. And so seeing the first person that came up to me was Julie. She was just hey Manu, and I'm just what's up? She gave me a hug, and then and the second person that came up to me was Brendan, with his Lakers hat. I was just oh, okay. And so he gave me a hug, and then John Michael came, Stephanie came, my whole family came, and I was so happy, And then they're brothers to me, John Michael and Brendan, they're brothers to me, I could tell them anything, And then I saw my best sisters. I saw Cashley, I saw Delaney, I saw Daisy. They were here with my brother and I since the beginning, and I was so happy that they went to go experience something, And then like I gave all of them a hug, and then I saw like that one person, I saw she was like putting her bags away, like she looked crippled, but like she looked, but I could sense that she was like new, that she changed, and like, I was happy. And then all of a sudden I was just watching her in tears and smiling, and then all of a sudden she looked at me, and then she just smiled and she hugged me, she tackled me, and she said how sorry she was. That made me happy. Like, all of you guys make me happy. Like, all of us in this church, like, we've all gone through something, and we've all felt alone. But like right now, we're not alone. We're not alone. And when I first came to this church, like I would just like as John would say, like put walls, like like me and my brother and I, like he would like always wanted to come to this church. Like me, like I would just like find my possible excuse or way to like not come to church, And so like experienced something yesterday too. Like that was like the first time I ever evangelized, Like I was like ready, like I was on fire, like I was on heat to like just pray for something, like anybody, honestly. and like see like all of us as a family, to just go yesterday was like amazing. And I just want to thank the youth, and I just want to thank Pastor Jonathan.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I mean, it's just scary boldness from this kid, and truly inspiring for me. So real quick, as we kind of transition out, if you guys need any prayer or anything towards the end, please let me know. But real quick, I wanted to let you guys know about a few things, because obviously God is doing something really wonderful in our family ministry. And when I talk about family ministry, I talk about, yes, our young people, obviously, on Sundays, but also our children's ministry as well. And so we have 2 opportunities coming up. I think we got the screens, whether it's the volunteer kickoff or the open house. Open house is good. Listen, this is what an open house is. It's similar to, you guys know how in schools they have open houses, to kind of meet the teacher, get familiar with where you're going to be learning and all that good stuff. So we're going to have an open house actually over here at the church for the parents to get to know who's going to be leading your kids, who's going to be leading their small groups, because we're a church that functions in small groups. The adults, we do small groups over in homes, but the young people, we do the small groups right here, the kids on Sunday and the young people on Wednesday. And so we want to make a better connection with the parents, because we believe that you guys, on an average year, you have about 3,000 hours with your children. We have 40 hours. And we really believe that you guys obviously have, some of the most influence, the greatest ability, and we want to be able to team up and partner with you guys a lot better. And so I think if we don't, unite forces, I think we both lose. I think the family loses. I think the church loses. And so we would really love to meet who you are, and for you to know, who's going to be leading your child, who you can connect with. And so that's going to be our open house. If you'd like to be a part of that, you can text our awesome text number. You can text kids, and we'll let you guys know about any updates about that, okay? And it's going to be Friday, August 3rd, right here in the youth sanctuary, all right? And lastly, I want to let you guys know about our volunteer kickoff, all right? Now, this volunteer kickoff is for those that not only do you want to be a part of what God is doing here as like someone that brings your children, but if you feel called, to kids, if you feel called to work with youth with young people, we would love to have you on our team. We want to train you. We want to equip you. We're not just going to throw you out into the wolves. And so one of our training meetings is going to be this volunteer kickoff. And it's going to be the funnest meeting you've ever had in your life. In fact, I'm embarrassed to call it a meeting. That's why we call it a volunteer kickoff, because it's going to be so awesome. It's going to be Lego themed. We're going to have food. We're going to have a lot of great stuff. Look, prizes, food, vital information, everything you'll need to volunteer with us this year. We'll see you at volunteer kickoff. Go back to the other one, and that's going to be like in 2 Sundays, Sunday, July 29th. And so you can text volunteer if you'd like to get more information, or if you'd like to sign up for that. We would love to see you there. And listen, this fall season, not only for our youth ministry, not only for our family ministry, but for this church. It's going to be powerful. I already have the rest of this year planned out, some beautiful things. And so do not miss, for a minute, everything that God is doing. And so I'm glad we have not gone into a summer slump, but we're going to keep on going higher and launching out to have an amazing fall and winter together of 2018. You guys ready for it? Amen. So I'm going to turn this over to Lori Bell. She'll dismiss us. And if you guys have any questions, I'll be out there in the lobby. Love you guys. Thank you.
Amen. How awesome. Give it up for our youth, guys. There's